Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, good people? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that kind of good stuff. We are here on Thursday night, Thursday after Christmas, getting ready to rock and roll, getting ready to start, getting ready for these damn Cowboys. It's Cowboy week. Don't forget, we still got things to do. We still got business to take care of. And as usual, what's the rule? What do I always tell you guys? The rule is you got to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy. Man. Jalen Hurts, brother, you got to learn how to slide, man. I know you know how to do it. Just don't get lax when it comes to that. You got to slide. There was no need for him to get hurt, but it is what it is. And yeah, it happened. And we kind of dealing with it right now. So it was something that probably shouldn't have happened, but you know, it is what it is. Nothing was called. I thought it was a shot to the head. I didn't think it was necessarily late because he went head first. But usually shots to the helmet. If they can find Saquon Barkley and Isaiah Pacheco, you know, a couple $1,000 because they had aggressive hits and they are the ones running the ball, I would think that they would be able to find some DBs or defensive tackles when they, you know, get a shot into the head. It's one of those things, man. Yeah, Kelly Green week too, Chris. Yeah, I saw that. But we'll see. I don't really care about the unis. You know, all I care is about is them winning the game and us getting us in this, putting ourselves in a good situation to take care of business. At this point, I kind of want Saquon to break the record, but that is not my concern because I already know how he's going to feel. If it's in the flow of the game and he can do it, he'll continue to do it. That's why it sucks that what happened to Jalen last week against Washington. If Jalen stays in that game, in my opinion, I think Saquon has at least 170, at least. And I think Jalen has about another 30 or 40. So just taking the pressure and Washington not being able to put 8 men in the box made all the difference in the world. He got like 30 yards and 20 carries in the second half or something like that. They stacked the box on him. So there wasn't much that he could do, but I think he still ended up with 150 or something like that. But he had some crazy amount of carries, man. He had like 27 carries, I think it was. yeah, it definitely would have been better if Jalen Hurts would have stayed in the game. So, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. So, you know how that goes. So I'm sitting here. I got on my other TV on my computer monitor. I got the Seahawks and the Bears, which is a bore fest because Geno Smith doesn't look particularly good. Caleb Williams continues to look like a rookie. He shows promise, but you know he also equals it out with bad play. So Caleb Williams is taking his lumps and he's going through his his rookie slump and his he going through his stuff. He's already missed a couple of open receivers, and he didn't get it. Amazon Prime. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, man. But we got some things to take care of, man. Everybody's upset, or no, let me take that back. Upset is the wrong word. Everybody has something to say about Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee. A lot of people want Tanner McKee. And let me preface this by saying I like Tanner McKee. I really like Tanner McKee. However, Kenny Pickett needs to be starting this game. You do not throw somebody who has no NFL experience as a starter in versus the Cowboys. I don't care at what point of the year it is. We're locked into the playoffs, but still we got something to play for, and you put your best opportunity to win a game on the field. And that best opportunity, in my opinion, is Kenny Pickett. Don't get it twisted, man. Kenny Pickett, I didn't think he played bad the other day. I just think it was they had the one pick on us that was just a good play by them. Good film study, and you knew he was trying to force the ball to AJ Brown, and they just sat on it and kind of waited right there for it. But it is what it is in that situation. But I thought he played okay. I thought he played good enough to win. But the fact of the matter is, he did play well enough to win. He had us in position to win. And if it's not for a Devontae Smith drop, we win. We win the game. So, and that's without any snaps. Didn't get any practice with the ones. He came in and did what a backup is supposed to do. Now, yes, we got to get in the end zone when we have an opportunity to score, and that's where you fall short at. But that's just about getting reps. I don't know what I expected from a backup. You know what I mean? A lot of times we're very unrealistic of what's going to happen when a backup gets in there. So we'll see what's going to happen. Chris, I saw CeeDee Lamb was out. They shut him down for the season because of his shoulder. I don't blame him. So everybody's missing some key players. We're missing the key player. But then again, so is Dallas. So what it comes down to is, can Kenny Pickett beat Cooper Rush? And one thing, here's the one thing that I didn't even realize this. Kenny Pickett was 14-10 as a starter with Pittsburgh. Let me say that again. Kenny Pickett was 14-10 as a starter with Pittsburgh. They got rid of him and he had a winning record. So you would have thought he sucked to high heaven. But that is far from the case. Far from the case. He had a decent enough record with Pittsburgh. Yes, he had his, shortcomings and things of that nature, but he had a winning record. So that has to say something for you winning in the league. So for everybody that, really wants to see Tanner McKee, I want to see Tanner McKee play, but I just don't think now is not the time. There's too much pressure. We still got stuff on the line. We still got to take care of business. And I don't want somebody getting their feet wet in Dallas week when the game that still matters. I don't want that to happen. So I'm good with Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett will be much better with another week of preparation and being able to run, get snaps and run with the ones. That's what makes all the difference. So he has to get a little bit of familiarity with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and get comfortable with them, and vice versa. And at the end of the day, you can still hand the ball off to Saquon. Now, speaking of Saquon needs what, 260, 270, something like that to get the record. He's got a good opportunity. And like I said, if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts going out early, I believe Saquon would have had about 160, 170 against Washington. Maybe even 200 if he had another long one, because they had no concern about Kenny Pickett running the ball. That's why they loaded up the box with 8 and sometimes 9 people. But when you bring in the box, when you got 8 people in the box, and I think it was 2 times where they had 9 in the box. They had 8 in the box, and then they had a DB tight on AJ Brown, who was kind of like in a slot position. So essentially, you had 9 people in the box. That means you got 2 people deep. We got to have something in place to beat that. That's a hot route waiting. We got to have some people in place to beat that. But again, when you have a backup playing, you got to really shrink the playbook. So, Kenny Pickett did okay. I think he will do better with a week's worth of practice with the ones. And that's what I'm expecting. And when a push comes to shove, we still got Saquon Barkley back there, right? I don't think if Saquon doesn't get off this game, I don't think he's going to get it, because I know, just on his track record, knowing how he is, he's not going to push the issue. If it happens in the natural flow of the games, he's going to get it. But if we up by 30 and he need 50 yards or whatever, could I see him taking himself out the game? Very similar to what he did with the Giants. I can see that happening, because he's not trying to ram it down someone's throat. But there's a good chance that in the flow of a game, he might be able to do some damage. And then if he gets the record in that, in the process, so be it. So it'll be interesting to see. Based on my film study, based on what I looked at, if you saw the tape about Saquon versus the Commanders, you already know what I'm going. Our offensive line did not do a great job last week. And specifically, our tight ends were horrible. And for whatever reason, Mekhi Becton, in my opinion, had a bad game. Couple times, bad footwork. And, credit to Washington, because they were running some schemes where they were just sprinting across people's faces. The defensive line was just shooting gaps, and a couple of times, I know one time Mekhi Becton stepped the wrong way. At least that's what it looked like. And then he had to reach to get a block, and the defensive lineman was just out of reach. There's no way he could get to him. So some tough blocks, some situations we should have made, some situations where we should have, if our guys could have held on to a block just a half a second longer, it would have paid dividends for Saquon, but it didn't happen like that. But Mekhi Becton is going to be fine. However, our tight ends, Calcaterra, he has got to be better at blocking. And who's the other guy? 47, Uzoma. Yeah, they've got to be better. Uzoma wasn't bad, but Calcaterra, a couple times he got beat across his face. And it's like, dude, you can't get beat across your face, especially on the line of scrimmage. And there was people in Saquon's face before he got the handoff. So we've got to be better at that in those situations. We have to be better. Ain't no two ways about that. So, yeah. So we'll see. I know Statland is going to have them boys ready. I got that type of confidence. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen. But I know that we got to be better with our tight ends blocking. We have to be better with the tight ends blocking, man. That was god awful. That was god awful. So, oh boy. Jumping in Discord real quick. So that's going to be on Stoutland too. So that will be taken care of. So really, Overshown is out. He's hurt. CeeDee Lamb is out. So the only thing we got to do is handle Micah Parsons, basically. And Lane Johnson has done a good job of handling that. And Mailata has been the best in the NFL. He's got the highest grade in the NFL at tackle right now. So Mailata's playing at a high level. I know Lane Johnson's going to give you what he can. So we'll be okay. I think our best, it has been proven in the past that our best attack for Dallas is to run at Micah Parsons. Run right at him. I know he's going to move around. He does it every time we play. But our best success against him was when we attack him. And even with Kenny Pickett, I don't see any reason why we cannot win this game. No reason. If the defense continues to do what they've been doing. Now, a lot of people thought that the defense played testing. Here we go. All right. I think I'm back in the mix now, at least on YouTube. I don't know what's going on my OBS. I got a new microphone coming. I literally just ordered it before I jumped in. I got a Shure microphone. My USB mic wasn't working. My XLR mic wasn't working. And I don't know what just happened. I just lost. I don't know. So let me see. We still on? Yeah, we still got it going. That's better. I don't know what that. It's still not registering in OBS, so I can't even tell in OBS that my mic is on. But I know what's going on in StreamYard, so we're all good. So I don't know what the hell just happened, but I know that the stuff is working. So let me. I'm gonna double check. There we go. There we go. So now I can hear it. Yeah, AirPod died. Yeah, man, I've been having issues with these microphones, man. I got this hooked up. I got my XLR mic. I got my Audio Technica. I just ordered a Shure M7 Plus. So I was like, I got a bunch of Amazon gift cards. So I just, dropped the cash on it. Normally that's a $250 microphone. I get it for $50. So that's what I'm gonna roll with. Hey, Chicago scored. It's 3-3. So this is gonna be a snore fest. You got a little less than 2 minutes left in the first half, and it's 3-3. Not much going on. Geno Smith is 7 for 11 for 58 yards. Caleb Williams is 7 for 13 for 82 yards. So this is not good. Chicago's out of the hunt, and Seattle is still. They got to win this game to assure their position. So Seattle's still playing for something, but I don't think. I think Chicago's out of this. Yeah, they're 4-11. Yeah, that ain't making the playoffs. So, but yeah, man, we got some business to take care of, man. We got some business to take care of. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, Cody K. Merry Christmas to you, bro. So had a good Christmas. Spent some time. Saw my little ones. Saw my great grandson today or yesterday rather, and just kind of chilled out, man. So it was good. So it was definitely good, man. Um, so we gonna keep it moving. But as far as the Eagles go, uh, they're in good shape. I'm not as down on Kenny Pickett as a lot of people are. Um, I think he'll be fine, like I said, with a week's worth of starting with the ones and getting practice and getting reps. Man, it's people don't understand how important it is to get reps. Like it is. I can't express that enough. It's almost like if back in high school when you did a book report with a group of people, just imagine if everybody in your group all of a sudden couldn't talk. Now you ain't never practiced, y'all all work together to put the stuff together and you voted like, okay, this person is going to stand up in front of the class and give a presentation because this person is the best speaker, blah, 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 all of that type of stuff. And in the day you're supposed to get a speech, everybody gets sick but you. So now you got to get a presentation and you ain't practiced it. You ain't never rehearsed it. You don't know the flashcards. You don't know nothing, but you just know you got to get up there and make do with what you got. That's what a backup does. You didn't practice it because you had your number one in there all week, and now he's not in. So the little reps you get, you got to be ready to rock and roll. So that's what Kenny Pickett did. He stepped up. He had to get a presentation in class, and he had to make it work. He had to make it work, and he did. Again, you know, he he is one pass away. One pass away. Devontae catches that ball. Kenny Pickett wins, and we're not even having this conversation. And that's how I look at it. The loss is not on Kenny Pickett. That was on Devontae Smith, and it sucks, but it's on Devontae Smith. You catch that ball. Saquon catches that ball. AJ catches that ball. We move the chains. It's a different outcome, man. It's a totally different outcome. So, even as bad as Kenny Pickett, everybody thought that he played, even as bad as the Eagles were in the second half, and I don't even necessarily think that it was bad. A lot of people thought the defense fell apart. I don't believe that. I think it's just if the offense could sustain some drives and get down the field, again, you would have had a different outlook. So I thought our defense was dominant, but you guys got to remember the other team gets paid too. Jaden Daniels is no slouch. Terry McLaurin is no slouch. So you got to take into consideration what the other team is capable of, and you are not going to stop them all the time. Eventually, they're going to get one off. Eventually. And unfortunately, we couldn't stop Jaden Daniels when we had to stop him. So he made the pass, and we didn't. Well, let's say it like this. They made the catch, and we didn't. Because if Smitty makes that catch, we ice the game. We run the clock out. Game over. So now we give them life and, everything else that comes from that. We just got to be better at that. We got to be better at that. And I like what Devontae Smith said. He ain't beating himself up about it. It was what it was. And, and I agree with him. I would throw that ball 100 more times because I know he's going to catch it 99 of 100 times. That was just that 100th pass that he dropped. So, and I don't know what it is about Washington, man. Why is it our receivers always drop balls against Washington? You can go back to Quez Watkins. You can go back to 2 years ago or last year when we had what was that? Taylor Heineke beat us because we got that BS roughing the passer from BG. It's always something with Washington. Always something with them. So we got to be able to take care of that early. So, and don't be surprised if we see them in the playoffs. I'm not scared of Washington at all. Not scared of them at all. with the way our offense played and the way our defense was playing, even with Kenny Pickett running the show, Washington does not scare me. So whoever we end up getting, I just want to win these last 2 games, take care of business, so we can secure the number 2 seed. Because I don't think Detroit is going to lose, and I think we might end up. I think we'll get 1 home game, and then we'll end up going to either Detroit or Minnesota. So it depends on how things shake out, but we're the best teams. It's going to be. I think it's going to come down to us in Detroit to go to the Super Bowl. So that's what I want to see. I want to take care of business, and we just get to the point where we rolling. We just reached altitude. We cruising. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen, and then bam, Jalen gets hurt, and it's like now we got all these question marks. Jalen will be fine. Jalen will be fine. Kenny Pickett get this dub. Jalen gets 2 weeks to heal up. I think he'll be ready to go. Put on a guardian cap, whatever you got to do, and let's get down to business. So, yeah, Chris, defense was on the field a lot in that game. And like I said, man, you're not going to stop everybody all the time. Eventually, they're going to get one off. Eventually. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. Uh-oh, who just kicked the field goal? Hey, 63 going into the half. 21 seconds left. So eventually they're going to get one off. Eventually, Jaden Daniels is going to get one off. And he did. And unfortunately, it just came at the world's most inopportune time. So game winner. We had 6 seconds. We were 6 seconds too short. 6 seconds too short. We couldn't hold the line for another 6 seconds, and it cost us. We had opportunities to get him down, and we couldn't get it. I know that one time it was like 3rd and 11, and he ended up running 30 yards on us. That was a backbreaker. So just stuff like that happens all the time. Ain't really much you can do. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I just know they better handle Dallas. Dallas is coming up here. We wearing our Kelly Greens, so we should be ready to rock and roll, man. We should be ready to rock and roll. So, it's cold and raining up there. The only thing worse than being cold is being wet and cold. Lord have mercy. It is ugly in Chicago. I don't want no parts of that action. I do not miss that about football at all. Being out there in the cold this time of the year and it's raining, heck to the no. Isn't it funny how they kicker can kick the ball in the end zone and ours can't? What's going on with that? So, but yeah, man. So Jalen Hurts and not for nothing. I don't think Jalen's going to play, but there's a possibility that he could get cleared by Friday to play. So, we'll see what happens. But I think they'll play it safe, hold them out, and that's what they should do. That's what they should do. Man, this is going to be the longest damn 21 seconds. They need about 20 yards to get in field goal range. So it's possible with 21 seconds left. Oh, they ran a draw play. DeAndre Swift. Good spin. He got 7 yards. Yeah, man. Wet and cold sucks, bro. Not a fan. Not a fan. So we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I know a lot of people, everybody got something to say. Everybody got something to say, and that's all right. I just think that we are ready to go. Did y'all see about Deshaun Jackson going to Dell State? That's interesting. Fun fact about Delaware State, that is essentially where my college career started. I went to Eastern Kentucky. I was the backup my redshirt freshman year. Tim Lester gets hurt. Tim Lester that played blocked for Jerome Bettis. Tim Lester was our starting tailback at the time. Tore his knee up in Delaware. I get on the field and I never get off. Matter of fact, I was so good when Tim Lester rehabbed his knee, they brought him back as a fullback. That's when he started playing fullback. And he ended up getting drafted the 5th round to Pittsburgh. And he was the bus driver. Played a lot of years. He was out in LA with Bettis. Then they brought him to Pittsburgh. And he basically blocked for Bettis his whole career. So, yeah. So my college career started at Delaware State. That was when I came into prominence and people started finding out who I was. Let's see. Jalen Hurts concussion. You knew he was gonna miss practice, so that ain't no big deal. The only big question mark is Kenny Pickett's ribs. I saw some pictures where he had the you could tell he was wearing a flak jacket. I've had to wear those a couple times and they're not fun because they restrict your movement. They're uncomfortable. And to be honest, do they really help? Because when you take a hit, you're gonna take the hit. I would imagine it deadens the blow a little bit, but when I had to wear it, it just made me uncomfortable. But you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, the drop has been giving you nightmares. So, yeah, it just kind of fell in my lap, man. When we went to Del State, I think Delaware State, I had like 12 carries for like 95 yards and a touchdown. And we were Eastern Kentucky was on some hot streak where we had like 10 or 12 games in a row where we had over 100 yards rushing. We had a running back with 100 yards rushing, something to that effect. So because I didn't play the whole game, Tim got hurt. Like I think if I remember correctly, it was like either late in the first or early in the second. So I didn't play the complete game, or I probably would have had 100 yards, over 100 yards. But yeah, that was the beginning for me, man. Delaware State, it was hot as Hades that day too. It was like 105 degrees that day. But I remember that game well, man. So let me see what else we got. Quarterback Kenny Pickett, full participant in practice with some extra padding around the midsection, wearing his flak jacket. Nakobe Dean, Josh Sweat, AJ Brown. So it looks like everybody's playing with the exception of Jalen Hurts. Josh Sweat, haven't really heard anything bad about the ankle, just getting rest. Probably getting rest and a lot of treatment. He's probably living in an ice bath right now. Him and Nakobe Dean. Kai Becton, Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson, everybody getting rest. All the old folks is getting rest. So ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So and we need it. Because we the battle of the beat up teams, man. Because the Cowboys, CD Lamb is out for the Cowboys, Overshown is out for the Cowboys. So like I said, it's gonna all fall on Cooper Rush and Micah Parsons. And I think we'll be able to handle that. So let's just handle business. Don't do nothing crazy. Kellen Moore, I need you to get in your bag like you've been doing. And hopefully we can get Kenny Pickett out on some runs so we can keep that defense honest. Get down in the slide and don't get yourself hurt, man. So that's what we got to do. That's what it's going to come down to, man. That simple. So Pickett said after Thursday's practice, said he'll be ready to play on Sunday. And the Eagles are clearly preparing for Pickett to start. So, yeah, I know they signed that other guy as a third stringer. So that just means Tanner McKee is officially the backup. I mean, like I said, I want to see Tanner McKee, but just not right now. Now is not the time, man. Now is not the time. Yeah. Yeah, we fighting for positioning right now, man. But it is nice to be in a situation of, regardless of what happens, we are in the playoffs. That's where you want to be. So again, we just got to take care of business. Because I can see, if we lose these next two games or whatever, you can hear the swell of people and the doubt and all that kind of stuff. And man, just relax. Jalen will be back. He'll be ready for the playoffs with new focus. You know what I mean? So we'll be fine. We still got the best defense in the game. We still got the best running back in the game. So all we got to do is put boots to asses and take care of business, man. We should be good to go. We should be good to go. So I'm not worried about it at all. Not worried about it at all. So I thought Kenny Pickett found AJ Brown and Devontae Smith relatively with ease. They jumped on the one route, and it was what it was. Had a little film study. They jumped it, got the pick, hurt us because we could have, we take them 7 points off the board, and that's a different ball game. But woulda, coulda, shoulda, don't do nothing but rhyme. You already know how that go. So look at DeAndre Swift running the rock. See what happens when you get him the ball outside. Ugh. Let me see if there's anything about the Dallas. There, Pickett. Anything else? The Zach Ertz thing was way overblown. Way overblown. So yeah, I don't see any updated news. I haven't been on Twitter much all day, so what's John Clark talking about? Kenny Pickett grew up in, I didn't know he's from Ocean Township. Did not know that. Report. All right. Injury report. So Will Shipley, I don't like that because I want to see, he's the one I want to see play. Definitely want to see Shipley play. AJ Brown knee, Nakobe Dean abdomen, Josh Sweat ankle. Everybody's getting rest. Saquon Barkley, Mekhi Becton, Britton Covey. Britton Covey still hurt. Bryce Huff. Full practice though. Lane Johnson, Kenny Pickett, Darius Slay. Slay's been playing well, man, but that joker gets nicked up, and when he's on the field, he's getting it done. He's getting it done. And I haven't really heard much from CJ Gardner-Johnson this week. I haven't really heard much from him, which is a good thing. Hope he can calm it down and not be so talkative on the field where he's going to get himself in trouble. Because now he got the reputation. He's had the reputation, though. He's had that reputation. So he's got to watch it because people are gunning for him now. The refs are gunning for him. So we'll see. We were in a good spot. At worst, we locked at the number 2. Washington still hasn't clinched yet, and Falcons still playing for them lives. Yeah. We're in the building. We're in the dance. So that's all I worry about. We in the dance. So once you get in there, regardless of what happened, man, regardless how you played, whatever, injuries, it doesn't matter. You wipe the slate clean, man, and you start from square one. Everybody starts from square one. And in some situations, the benefit is if you win the division, you get that bye week. So a lot of people like to keep that momentum going. They don't like the week off. It all depends on what's going on. You can always use rest, especially in our situation. But, we still got a shot to win it. But I don't see Detroit losing. So I think they're going to win the division and get that bye week. They need all the buys they can help. They got a bajillion people down with injuries in Detroit, man. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm not even going to get into I will start watching film this week. Because I want to see, and I'm looking at it specifically on who we most likely will meet in the playoffs. There's a couple of teams, and we're going to be ready for all of them. I'm not necessarily scared of Minnesota. Detroit's going to be a good game, but Detroit's defense is suspect right now. But Detroit can outscore you. But let's see They said the same thing about Baltimore. They said the same thing about Pittsburgh, and our defense shows up in spades. Our defense shows up, and we gotta. The reason why we lose that game in Washington is because Jalen Hurts ain't on the field. If one more of those drives with Jalen Hurts, he eats up some clock, the game is over with before he gets injured. Now, he got injured early, but just imagine, let's just say he made it all the way through the first quarter, and he gets another 6 or 7 minute drive and just eats up that clock. Even that makes a big difference. So maybe now people can stop with the anybody can jump in that offense, or, Jalen Hurts is the most important piece to this team, for sure. So we got to be ready to rock and roll, man. Got to be able to rock and roll. Practice status limited, full. Most of everybody: Saquon, Mekhi, Britton Covey, Landon Dickerson, Bryce Huff, Lane Johnson, Kenny Pickett, Darius Slay. They all did full practice. AJ Brown and Kobe Dean, Josh Sweat. So they were just on the sideline limited. Probably did some warm-ups, keep everything loose. They'll be good to go. Shipley and Hurts, they both in concussion protocol. We'll deal with it. The refs went to church before the game. Yeah, it was. Listen, I'll say this, man. With CJ Gardner-Johnson, man, it's hard because I don't want him to change because he's playing physical. He's intimidating. He's a force out there at safety, and he's making some things happen. However, you got to learn how to tone it down. You got to learn how to tone it down. When the other team punches you in the face in front of the referee, and the referee throws the flag on you, you must have said something out of bounds. That's all. I can't hear it. I know they got a recording of it. That's how I know it's out of bounds, because the especially after the meeting I was just a part of, we have our NFLPA meeting, and we talked to Troy Vincent of the competition committee. They don't want stuff like this to happen. They don't want it to look like it was a bogus call by the refs. They do not. They are actively using replay assist every chance they can get, because ultimately the NFL is trying to get it right. Don't get it twisted. I know a lot of stuff gets thrown out there, but ultimately they are trying to get these calls right and constantly pushing the envelope on what they can use with instant replay, extra refs in the booth, all that type of stuff, man. They are trying to get it right. I'm saying all that to say, for that referee to be looking CJ Gardner-Johnson dead in his face, and the guy from the Commanders punches him in the helmet, and he still threw the flag on CJ, he must have said something straight foul. He must have said something foul. Now, the second time, I didn't see it. Still haven't seen it. So I can't really say nothing about that. But I know that first time, he must have got it off and thought he got away with it, because you can't do that. You can't do that anymore. You saw what they just did to Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy going to get a nice fine in the mail. They did the thing. He scored a touchdown for the Chiefs, and they pretending like they putting presents in the sack, and he pulls up, his shirt like he got a gun on him. And I was like, we talked about that specifically last week. The NFL is getting rid of anything that is a violent gesture. Why you think don't nobody do this no more? Cutting the throat. I'm going to take you out. You done. Can't do that no more. Can't do that no more. Anything that's like a violent gesture, guns or anything like that, can't do it. Even you look back when Lawrence Taylor used to get a sack, he used to do the guns, the laser guns and stuff like that. You can't do that no more. It's going to cost you money. So we still living in the no fun league, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, This stupid equipment. I'm so glad I ordered. I ordered me a very nice Shure microphone that should be. It was just my luck that Amazon can have it delivered tomorrow morning. I was like, "Yep, give me my shit," because I'm not going through this. I'm in the process. I just cleaned off my desk. I got so much dust on this desk because I cleaned everything off, and I'm about to clean this desk. I'm about to go through my office and get this thing cleaned up. Because I'm getting ready for the new year, man. We're gonna push it hard for the Pro Fan Talk. We got some big things coming, got some new equipment upgrades. We're gonna make some things happen, man. The graphics, my background is always evolving, always evolving. So I'm gonna jump into a little bit of Unreal Engine and try to get some stuff done, get some up my cool factor a little bit. I got memberships coming. Yeah, I got a Discord channel. Check me out on Discord. Check me out on Discord, man. I got a channel called Philadelphia Eagles Fans. So I don't know what's gonna happen with TikTok, but it's better to be ready than to have to get ready. So, just getting it done, man. Just trying to stretch it out and do something that nobody's seen before. I appreciate that, Cody K. I'm working on these backgrounds, man. Working on these backgrounds. So I just figured out how to away. So if I have a guest on, right? If I can get a guest on, I just figured out a way how to put the guest on the big screen TV, on the big screen. I couldn't do that before. I figured out how to do it. So, that'll be, add to the cool factor. So, just like I said, just trying to do something different, man. Trying to do something ain't nobody seen before. So, but we doing it, man. We still growing. We already up to 5,200 subscribers. I still got to give away that hat, though. I got a hat. I'm trying to, you know what? I might end up trying to figure out a way to do that like the first of the year. That'll be the first thing I'll do in the new year. Matter of fact, yeah, let's mark it down. That's going to be the first thing I do in the new year. January 1, I'm going to have a live stream and I'm going to give away that hat. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to put that out on Discord and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to launch everything on January 1st. I'm going to give away the hat. I'm going to start my memberships. Announce my Discord channel. I'm supposed to be going live on Twitch, but I got to do some more homework on Twitch. But yeah, we doing it big. We gonna do some things, man. Still trying to figure out this damn algorithm, but I'm working on it. Just keep grinding, build my squad, build my subscribers base, and we're gonna keep getting it done, man. So yeah, I'm excited. It's been a long year. Been a lot of good stuff. I'm trying to think if I want to put together like a yearly wrap up. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that because it'll be a lot of stuff to talk about, but it should be fun doing. Right now, I'm currently writing a script about Caitlin Clark, so I'm going to shoot that probably tomorrow, and hopefully I can get that up either tomorrow or Saturday. But yeah, I got some thoughts on her, and we already rolling back into the WNBA season. That's about to come on, so I want to get 1 or 2 more videos about Caitlin Clark. I'm trying to get more into script writing and doing some things like that and storytelling and stuff like that, because the one thing I'm trying to figure out is how do it, again, if anybody got some suggestions, hit me up because it's very difficult to come up with evergreen content when you're talking about sports. Evergreen means if you watch my video today or if you watch it a year from now, it'll still have value. The problem is because we do live sports, we watching the Eagles game, ain't nobody gonna worry about what the Eagles did this time next year because we're in a new season, we got new stuff going on. So it's very difficult to cultivate evergreen content when you're talking about sports and you're talking about, we talking about the Bears and the Seahawks right now. Nobody's going to be worried about this game in 2 weeks, let alone a year. So it's very difficult to create evergreen content. So that's one of the things I'm working on. So I'm kind of pulling back, trying to create content about Caitlin Clark, about Caleb Williams, about Jalen Hurts, that somebody will be interested in looking at that a year from now. And it'll still be relevant because it's not about when they played the Cowboys at the end of December. It's not about that. It's just a story about Jalen Hurts or about Caitlin Clark, and you can benefit from it whenever you watch it. So that's what I'm working on now. Trying to get some things done, and like I said, man, trying to do things different, and it's happening. It's happening. So, but yeah, that's it, man. So now we still waiting on this board fest. It is currently, what time is it, y'all? Still 6-3. 9 minutes, a little over 9 minutes in the third quarter. So, Caleb Williams, 7 for 13, 82 yards. Geno Smith, 11 for 16, 103 yards. So, but yeah, this is snooze fest right now. Noah Fant. I know that guy. I know that guy's. I went to high school with that dude's mom. She played basketball with my sister. Geno just fumbled. Let me see. I'm watching the replay now. Ooh, strip sack. That wasn't no fumble. That was a strip sack. Oh, probably hurt his arm right there. Good play. Good play by the defense. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Let's see what Caleb Williams can do. Are they going to say, nah, that was a fumble. That was a fumble. I was going to say, are they going to do the tuck rule? Oh, he did keep the ball. Oh, they must have recovered. Seattle recovered. My bad. Good bounce. Dead bounce. Nice. Nice. Man, when I see stuff like this, man, looking at Geno Smith, looking at Caleb Williams, people can say what they want to say, man. Thank God for Jalen Hurts, period. That's what I say. Thank God for Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts continues to grow and get better every week. Now, here's the thing about the Eagles next year. And I'm kind of throwing this out there now. I'm ahead of the game, but that's okay. What is Kellen Moore going to do? What is Kellen Moore going to do? I'm hoping that Kellen Moore will stay. Because you know what happens when Jalen Hurts is with the same coordinator for 2 years in a row. It begins to pay dividends. So I don't want to see Kellen Moore leave. And I know he's going to be interviewing for head coaching gigs and stuff like that. But I am hoping there is a way he can hang around because Jalen Hurts gets better when he's with the same squad for more than a year. You saw what happened when we had Steichen. And in that second year, he had the answers to the test. He was ready. Jalen Hurts was ready. So hopefully, Kellen Moore will stick around for at least another year. At least. Because I want to see Jalen Hurts with the same bevy of coaches for 3 to 4 years. Why you think Kansas City Chiefs are so good? Because Big Red been there for how long now? Patrick Mahomes knows the playbook almost better than Big Red. That's what happens when you got the same coach for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And I don't know if Jalen's going to ever get that. That's what he needs. So we'll see what they're going to do, man. We'll see what they're going to do. But I hope Kellen Moore would stay around. But that's the problem. If we go deep in the playoffs, Kellen Moore is all of a sudden a hot commodity. Now, the good thing about the Eagles is if Vic Fangio was 10 years younger with what he did with the defense this year, he would be a head coach somewhere. Easily. So let's just hope that Kellen Moore will want to stay and not rock the boat and go somewhere else. Because I know Sirianni likes to say this is his offense. Nah. I want Kellen Moore to stay, keep doing what you're doing, and let's continue to grow. Who is this? DeAndre Swift. You got about 3. Well, here's the thing, Chris, and this is something that's been growing, I want to say the last 3 or 4 years. Just because you get the opportunity for the job don't mean you should take it. Because a lot of these guys are going out here and taking these head coaching jobs and they getting exposed. Like, it's a lot more than people think. So they can go do that if they want to. But sometimes staying put is the best way to go. You don't need that headache because now you're responsible for everything. Got to come back to you. Everything's got to come back to you. And that's why, you know, you got to weigh the cost. Are you going to go somewhere and get the bag? Or are you going to stay home and win? What do you want to do? So I'm hoping that Kellen Moore will stick around. That's what I want to see. Yep, Ben Johnson stayed in Detroit. He knew what was going on. Coaches understand the situation they're in, especially when they see the locker room in ways that we don't see. So they know who's in there. They know whose personalities are in there. They know who can work and who can't. And that's powerful information, especially if you elect to stay home and, go interview for head coaching jobs and you realize that the best place to go is where you are. So we'll see what's going to happen, man. We'll see what's going to happen. So, but listen, man, I'm going to get up on out here. We rolled for about an hour. It's 57 minutes exactly. So we rolled for about an hour. So I'm going to get back to this snore fest. Caleb Williams got the ball, drops back, and throws it to somebody going out of bounds. They got like a 3-yard gain off that. So not much going on. This is boring. So, but I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all joining me. We're going to do this again tomorrow. So stay tuned. Hopefully my equipment will be in and I'll sound a little bit better, man. So appreciate y'all joining me. And we're going to do this tomorrow, man. We're going to do this tomorrow. I will holler at y'all later. Peace and go Birds.